Well, good morning. That was what we were doing for our sound check.
Am I to match that
Yes.
pitch? Well, good morning.
Oh my gosh, Miss Disser, can you remember how many times you have been on News from the Pews?
1.
This will be 3 times.
Oh, my memory fails me once again.
This will be your
Sorry.
3rd appearance, Mrs. Disser. Now, let me show you. I didn't even mean to grab these on my way out the door. But a priest friend of mine from the Archdiocese of Louisville, Father Dale C. Slick, he addressed this envelope to me, which came on Saturday. And if you look here, it says, to my name, and then it says, the Cathedral of St. Joseph. You see that? But he found these postcards, everybody, at a what do you call those antique malls?
Flea markets.
Look at this, everybody. Can you zoom in on this, Gay? I want everybody to see this. This is a postcard of our glorious church, St. Joseph. And there's no date on it, but this is back in the day. And the post, did you get that?
I did.
There is, on the back of it, it tells you that you should put a 1-cent stamp on here. Stamps were a penny. Do you remember those days, Miss
I
Disser?
believe that was a little bit before my time. They were 2 cents. I
Now
think.
look at this one. They were 2 cents. Look at this one. You see this? Now, do you see these people walking down there?
Yep.
This one looks like you, Miss Disser, with that big hat on.
And the umbrella.
And the umbrella in the middle of a sunny day. It almost looks like it almost
The
appears,
parasol.
it appears that there is some sort of a UFO on top of this woman. But not saying that you came from another planet. You came from heaven. Straight from heaven, Miss Disser.
You came from another planet.
Dug myself out of that one. Pretty good, didn't I? Now, there's a 3rd postcard. This one is more of this one looks a little bit more what we have now. But these other 2, you notice, were from the angle that the school was not connected there. See? Isn't that kind of neat? There was no school building going off the side there. Mm-hmm. So it's just really quite something. But anyway, but we ought to do postcards again.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
For both
That'd
of
be
our
cool.
churches.
Yes.
For both of our churches. And I can think of no 2 women more capable of this project than Gay McKinney, Carol and Disser.
Project? I'm allergic to projects.
Speaking of projects, Miss Disser, do you know why you have been invited back on News from the Pews?
I have no idea, but I have been waiting for the call. I've been sitting on the edge of my
I
bed
know.
every morning. I can hardly wait to take the shower at 5:30, which I did today.
You take a 5:30?
Well, I did today.
Oh my heavens.
No, I normally do not.
Now, people, you may be wondering, the viewers may be wondering why we are here in St. Vincent Hall this morning, since the other 2 times you have been on News from the Pews. I believe you were episode number 1, as I recall, and episode number 23. You are now back on, we've done both those episodes in your classroom.
Well,
And the reason we are not in your classroom today has nothing to do with the fact that there are millions of things in there. No, it's because we have our book study in here, don't we, Disser?
Yes, we do.
Miss Disser, among her many activities, is part of our book study, our Lenten book study, which is meeting in our normal Bible study time. The 7 last words. Do you remember what word we're on today, Miss Disser?
I believe we're ready for 6.
The 6th word. It is finished. Look at Gloria over here. She's climbing on the camera woman.
She's giving moral support wherever it is needed.
She really is. She's trying to give Gay CPR. Gosh darn. She is well rested now. Well, anyways, everybody. So here we are. We are just before our book study time. So we that will give us a time limit. We cannot keep going in perpetuity.
I was thinking maybe we should start reversing this now, and you would be the interviewee.
No,
and I
no,
would be
no,
the
heavens no.
Oh.
I would not want to relinquish such control.
All right, but I do have a couple of questions later.
Of course you do, Miss Disser. But one question for you that everybody wonders, how's my piano coming? Going strong. I'm going strong, everybody.
Well, that gives me another question then. How is it coming?
Anyways, everybody, so we are here to explain to everybody what our school play is going to be this spring. First of all, can you remember the date, Miss Disser? The date?
30th.
We both remembered this time.
Yes.
Last time, neither of us remembered. April 30th, which is my mother's birthday.
Oh, my
What better gift to
goodness.
give my mother than a school play?
Exactly.
Hopefully, she'll be able to come. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be.
And we can all sing happy birthday.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways, we were going to have this on April 30th, which is a bit earlier than usual. But we wanted to beat the May rush of the fair. And first communions will be before this. I mean, this is just the time of year where things just like boom, 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 boom. 5th grade trip, graduation, all that sort of thing. So we wanted to kind of beat all that. So April 30th, but at the same time be after the testing,
Yes.
state testing. God forbid we would ever want to get in the way of state testing.
That's right. I'm finding elementary is a lot busier than secondary. Busy, busy, busy.
Is that right? Because you taught secondary for a number of years, didn't you, Miss
A
Disser?
number, yes.
You certainly did. And some lovely ladies are walking in right now, everybody, for our book study. And I always wonder who's first, and now I know. Okay, so we have the joy of releasing today the name of our school play for the spring semester 2024. Bum, bum, bum! The Adventures of Oliver Twist. Isn't that right, Miss Disser?
That is correct, and that brings up one of my questions.
What?
I can insert right now.
What is your question, Miss? Insert it.
What spurred you to pick Oliver Twist?
Miss Disser, that is a good question. And quite frankly, I don't know.
Oh.
There was a young man named Oliver who I was chatting with him and his family. And this was probably about 3 months ago. And I said to this young man, I said, do you know the story of Oliver Twist? And he said, no. He's probably about 4th grade. He does not live here. And I said, you don't know Oliver Twist? And it dawned on me that many youngsters don't know these tales. These are important stories.
Yes. Well, we read, many students read Great Expectations. That used to be taught at the freshman level.
Really?
Yeah.
What level would Oliver Twist have been?
I think it could have been at the same level.
What was your favorite work to teach, Miss Disser, in your years in the high school?
A Tale of Two Cities was one. Like that.
What about David Copperfield?
I did not teach that.
What
but-
about, did you ever teach anything from Shakespeare?
Yes, Julius Caesar.
Did you really?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like I know it because I did go over it, many years.
You taught freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, or which ones did you teach?
Yes.
You taught them all.
All incoming new teachers were usually positioned with freshmen. And then as the years went on, you would change levels off and on.
Miss Disser and I have, not only are we both pianists, but we both we both went to IU, and both are English majors, aren't we?
Yes.
Can you believe it? And now we're both running the drama department.
And we both lived in Forest Hall.
We both lived in Forest Hall, but different levels.
Yes.
And you know they've redone them now. There is central air in those.
Oh.
And even when in my day, there was not central air. Now, Oliver Twist, Miss Disser. What if you had to summarize the story of Oliver Twist? What would you say?
Well, I think, as in several of the stories that Dickens wrote, it parallels his life of the young boy who is impoverished and usually an orphan
Yes.
for some reason or another. And he is,
His mother dies at the very beginning
yes.
of the story. And so we will be depicting that as well. And after his mother dies, he goes to a workhouse and where he is treated very poorly. And that is where he is, this is the most famous, probably most people know this part, where he is in the refectory of the workhouse, and they're feeding gruel. I can't wait for this scene where they are going to come up with their bowls and get this yucky gruel, and then they're all going to look at it. It's kind of like, for me, pot roast, my absolute least favorite item on this planet. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, they come up and they get, but then Oliver is dared by his friends to ask for more. But he doesn't want to because he's about to turn 18, which means that he should get his locket back, which his locket has a picture of his mother, who died right after childbirth. Anyways, but he goes up, he says, "Please, sir, could I have some more?" Oh! And that unleashes everything. The whole story.
That brings up another question.
Yes, Miss Disser, please.
If you were of our elementary age,
Oh, I would
and
like to be
maybe
Oliver.
even knowing a little bit about this, is that the role that you would choose to be, Oliver?
I'd like to be Oliver. Now, there's another character that I really like, Dodger.
Yes.
Dodger is the one, so Oliver breaks out of the workhouse and he flies away. He ends up in London and he doesn't know anybody, blah, blah, blah. And on the way, he encounters this soul, Dodger. I will tell you this, everybody. If you're looking for a strictly loyal to the text of the novel play, this ain't it. But
Of course not.
but we took a few liberties. But anyway, Dodger is the friend. He kind of takes Oliver in, and then introduces him to Fagin, and Fagin is running this circuit of pickpockets, young people pickpockets.
Yes, and one of the things that I was not aware of, the value of the handkerchief during the Victorian days. That's what they were stealing more than anything. And I do have a
Why
few
would they ever
ladies.
steal a handkerchief?
Well, they were just valuable. I read someplace that they were kind of like the smartphone. They even used them to signal, and those were used by the upper class, the handkerchiefs. They had crocheted lace.
Really?
And I had an aunt and a grandmother, as many people my age bracket probably did. I have a few of those handkerchiefs. And I didn't think much about it until now. Gosh, they're valuable. That's what they were stealing.
Miss
much of the
Disser,
time.
let me ask you this question. Do you know speaking of trivia about this play, do you know what year it was introduced? I will give a hint. It's kind of funny because it is the very year that this parish, St. Vincent, where we are filming today, was founded.
I missed 2 points then because I do not know.
1837, everybody. Isn't that wild to think that the year that this church was being built was the year that this play, which seems like an eternity ago, was coming. But it came out it was about 2 years of various adaptations going on. And Charles Dickens had a friend who said that the dramatization of this play was utterly impossible. Mm-hmm. We are going to prove him wrong. This is going to be the play of the century.
Well, I read someplace that Dickens was considered almost like a rock star, that he did enjoy his fame during his lifetime.
Oh, I would imagine so.
So.
I mean, he went. Everybody knew him.
I knew him.
These ladies in these hats on this card knew him. So, anyways, Disser, well, I could not be more excited about this play. I think so. You've got already some wonderful music selections, don't you?
I do. One is the drudgery of work. We work from dawn to dusk. There's this clanging
Yes.
of something in the background. That will be fantastic. Yes.
Well, Ms. Disser, I don't know what work is.
Really?
When you love what you do, it doesn't even seem like work. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hope that is contagious. That energy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Which of let's go through our plays, Miss Disser. Which was our first play? Let's see if we could get them all.
I don't know.
Oh, frozen. You remember it, the St. Joe Show.
Oh, of course.
It all started in 2018 with the St. Joe Show, which was released at the theater downtown on the Strand on the feast day of St. Joseph, March the 19th. As a matter of fact, that is the very day that this episode is coming out. So happy anniversary, Miss Disser.
Well, thank
Because
you very much.
this, let's see, 2024 minus 2018. What is that? Is that our 6th anniversary, 7th? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6th anniversary. 6 years of these plays. Can you believe it? Wow. It's almost 2 a year, but there's been a couple years where I don't know how to say it politely, but we were talked into 1 year. One play. There were a couple of years we just did one play.
Oh, I don't know who would have done that. Well, speaking of work, I've been working on the props. I have one that is very interesting here. It is not going to be used very much.
Is it a
probably
violin?
A few seconds.
Is it a violin?
How did you guess?
Because it's one of my favorite props in the whole play.
Yes, and it's one of my
There's
favorites too.
One of the boys in the workhouse named Noah Claypole. He goes around, "Ooh," and this happens in the
Playing
refectory scene.
miserably. It doesn't sound that great, and it's not supposed to be sounding that great. But this has the interesting history. It was my grandfather's fiddle. He
Oh, my
played
gosh.
at all of the dances when they rolled back the carpet in the farmhouses, and
Wow.
yes.
But there's no strings.
no, I wasn't going to play it, so I didn't bother to put strings on it, but I would like to sometime. So thank you, Merriman Tutor.
maybe in your free time you can take up the
Yes.
fiddle.
Yes.
Well, gosh, I think we're in for what other props are we going to have? There's going to be a lot of props.
Oh yes. I have the treasure box. That's one of the most
Oh,
important.
Mr. Fagan's treasure box.
Yes.
Which ends up housing the locket. And Oliver, well, let's not give anything away.
No.
Let's not give anything away. We don't want to take the suspense out from anybody. We hope everybody can come, don't we, Miss Disser? This will be fun. April 30th. We've got really not a lot of time, but Miss Disser likes to work under pressure.
Yes, she likes to
She-
work her blood pressure up a little bit.
She is not one of those who likes to plan ahead. We like to roll with the Holy Spirit on these things. So, anyways, the children don't even know what parts they're going to have yet, do they?
No, they don't.
It'll be great. Anyways, well, that'll be a treat for them after spring break, and then we'll get going after Holy Week, won't we?
We certainly will.
We're going to hit the ground running, and we hope that everybody can be there to support April 30th, 6:30 p.m. in the gymnasium at St. Joseph. Isn't that right, Miss Disser?
Yes.
What would you add?
Watch out for pickpockets.
What? We don't charge admission, but maybe we could send the kids. Maybe that might be a way to get the capital campaign funded.
Bring your handkerchief.
Well, everybody, another beautiful episode of News from the Pews. We thank you for being with us, Ms. Disser.
Thank you.
And hope you all have a beautiful day. See you later.